Welcome back to another segment we call Real Talk with Robin. Robin Gwaltney is from the Gwaltney Group, a local trustworthy real estate team. And so, Robin, I am just interested in the conditions of the Rochester market. So right in front of us, we have the Rochester Market Report. Let's dive right in.
All right, so this is something that I update once a month, and it's just to give all the statistics about how many houses are on the market, how many have sold, what's the average days on market, what's the average price point, and it's just something that when I go to a listing appointment and they say, you know, how long is it going to take me to sell my house, I can pull out the data, show them kind of what's been going on, okay?
So this is like a Bible of this month for the Rochester
That's right.
Report.
So I can tell you what's going on right now.
Let's do it.
Right now, there are currently 299 sales pending, meaning those houses were on the market, but they've gone under contract, okay?
Okay.
So
what does that mean? Yeah.
That means that you've written an offer, we've accepted it, so now it's no longer for sale, it's pending. So it's been sold.
Okay.
It just hasn't been closed,
Got
all right?
it.
So 299 pending, 329 still available for sale.
Oh, is that a lot? Is that a big number?
No, I mean, our inventory is still down if we're talking about pre-COVID. It's not a lot. I mean, if you think about how big Rochester is, you're talking in the last 6 months.
Right.
600 houses. I mean, it's not
That's
a
not
lot.
too much.
Not a
Okay.
lot. But the important part here is the resulting pending ratio. We always want to look at the pending ratio. Is it a high number? Is it a low number? Right now, we're a pretty medium number, 47.8%.
Okay. And is that a good thing?
Well, I don't know that
Yeah.
it's a question that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can tell you what it means.
Sure.
Okay? So what it means is that it's pretty balanced. A high number would mean that the listings are in really high demand. So in other words, sellers are the ones that are really benefiting. A low number would mean there's not enough buyers for all the houses to be sold. So the buyers would really be benefiting because they have a lot to choose from. They can negotiate.
Right.
The seller wants them to come. But when you get into that 47, 48, 50, it's like, think about a teeter-totter, right? We're not tipping one way or the other. It's very balanced, right?
Okay.
So it's a very healthy, active real estate market.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So taking a closer look, I can show you. You can see the graph in front of you. That between $300,000 and $400,000 has the largest number of houses under contract, and $300,000 to $400,000 also has the most inventory with 56 listings for sale. So very common sale price in Rochester is that $300,000. And sadly, I mean, truth be told, that's like first-time home buyers nowadays.
Yes. And that seems expensive.
It's expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, for someone who hasn't yet become a first-time home buyer, I'm sure it's a little scary.
Yes, that's a big number for me.
So a total of 772 contracts have closed in the last 6 months.
Okay.
All right, so those houses that had been pending had gone into contract.
Gotcha.
All right, or had gone closed. So now those are new homeowners with a median sold price of $327,938. So
yeah. That makes sense. And that 300, 400. Yep.
So breaking it down, we notice that the price range that contains the most amount, if you look at the graph here, is between 200 and 300. And again, it's pretty logical. It's because that's where that's the price point that most buyers can afford.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
All right. The next page talks about days on market. That's something that people always ask me. You know, if I come to a listing appointment, Robin, how long is it going to take me to sell my house? And so I have the data. I put this together every month so that I keep it very current, right?
Good.
So I have the data, so I'm not just pulling ideas out of the clouds or what my opinion might be. It's based on facts, right? So looking at this chart, it shows you that the average days on market has been 40 days. The median days on market has been 40 days.
So it takes about 40 days.
Well, that's the median days.
Yes.
Now, there are going to be factors. If the house is in that sweet spot of pricing,
yes, which is 200, 400.
and in really good condition, it's going to sell faster, okay? So of the homes, because most of them were in that 200 to 300 price range or 300 to 400 price range that have sold recently, so it shows us that the median sold price for the last 30 days was $340,000, and then the next line says it all, with an average days on market of 11.
Wow, that's quick.
It's quick.
That's really quick.
So when people start saying, oh my gosh, the market's so bad, you know, the interest rates are so high, nothing's selling, not true.
That's not true.
No.
That's not true.
The interest rates are high, that part is true.
Yes.
but I think they're only going to come down. But as far as the good houses, and it's never been more important. We talked about this, I think, last week or the week before, to have your house in really good showing condition, and that will absolutely help you with those days on them.
Yes, to make that turnaround faster.
For the days on the market,
Yes.
yeah. This part I think is really interesting.
Okay.
The median list to sales ratio has been 100.9%.
What does that mean?
That means if you list your house for $350,000, you can expect to sell it for $350,000.
Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing.
Okay.
I mean, the bottom line is that people will say, well, that house has been on the market 30 days. We should probably come in really low. But then I can show them, but listen, houses have been selling for 100.9% of what they're asking. So just because it's taken a little bit longer to sell doesn't mean that it's less valuable, okay? So I think it's just important to understand the data.
Yes.
And obviously to have somebody guide you that does understand the data when it comes time
and that's you, right?
write an offer. Well, I hope so. I'd like that
it
to
is
be
you.
me.
So you mentioned before that we can get this on your website.
Correct. This will always, you can always find this each month. It's updated on our website, which is gwaltneygroup.com. And, but it's also something that if anybody wants, I can always email it to them as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robin. This is so interesting. I'm sure we can talk all about real estate, but let's wait for next week, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be back with more Midwest Access right after this.